Hey guys, and welcome back. So I'm really excited today because the piñatas have returned to Howrse. And for those of you that have seen me post on the forums, will know that I make no secret in mentioning that the piñatas are my favorite event. And the reason why the piñatas are my favorite is because it's a true non-pass buyers like a non-pass buyer friendly event. And I know that I also say that you don't need to buy passes to complete an event, which is true. I showed that in my Free Divine Quest series. I didn't buy passes at all to win that divine. I just saved up passes from pass horses, although that was only 5 or 6 passes that I had to use. The rest was all Horns of Plenty. But the thing with the piñatas is that passes aren't required at all for this event because the special offer is points in Horns of Plenty that go towards your piñata. So if you save up enough Horns of Plenty, whether that's by stroking Xanthos every day, getting Horns of Plenty in the exchanges, or just saving them in events. If you have enough Horns of Plenty in stock, you can complete this event with no passes at all. The last 2 times I participated in this event, I did not use passes at all. The 2016 piñatas, I didn't use passes. I might have used a couple extra Horns of Plenty than I actually needed to because I skipped a couple objectives or whatever, but I just used Horns of Plenty for my inventory and I still got the divines out of it. So you don't have to use passes at all for this one, which is the real beautiful thing about it. It's also very strategic, which is very much why I love this because you can almost plan out exactly how many hops you need. The thing with that is that you need to make sure you complete your objectives every day and you do them properly. And when I say do them properly, I mean like if you look at, say, I want objective 4, I think. If we look at objective 4, you'll see that the reward for the first objective is the next 5 clicks earn 8 points each. So let's say we just logged in for the day and we have our 5 clicks. We can click 5 times right now. If we went ahead and just clicked 5 times without confirming this objective, we wouldn't get 8 points for those clicks. We'd have to wait until we get 5 new clicks and then we can get 8 points. So you're not technically losing out on those clicks, but you are getting behind. Like you will be farther behind than somebody else who had done this objective first and then clicks. They would have gotten their 8 points right away. So make sure you look at your objectives first before you start clicking on your piñata. That includes asking for friend help because like right here, the second objective for piñata number 4 is that friend clicks earn 3 points each. If you log in and immediately click to ask for friend help, you won't be able to get those 3 points for your friend clicks until tomorrow because your friend clicks refresh only every day rather than like clicks that you could get either every 24 hours, every 12 hours, every 8 hours, or whatever. Now, the other thing with the piñatas is that what I recommend doing is making out a click schedule for yourself. If you are pretty organized, you could actually sit down and look at all these objectives and write out a complete click schedule, which I usually tend to just do like a schedule, like a day or a piñata in advance, just so I don't get in over my head and I don't get lost with it. And the way you can do this is that if we look at piñata, say, I think I want, let's see here. I have it written down. Okay, let's look at piñata 7. Piñata 7 is the second objective reward is to be able to click on the piñata 5 times every 8 hours. Now, what this means is that let's say I confirm this objective at 2 o'clock. It won't be 8 hours from 2 o'clock. Okay, these clicks, the schedule is based off from the update time. Now, I wrote out this little schedule here. This will be like when the clicks happen for me because the update time for me happens at 3 a.m. my time. So you'll have to figure out when the update time is for you. Now on one of the earlier piñatas that we'll have, I think it's piñata 3, you'll be able to complete an objective that will allow you to click every 12 hours. So that means I'll have a click at 3 a.m. and then my clicks will again refresh at 3 p.m. Then 3 a.m., 3 p.m., etc., etc. Piñata number 7, I can click every 8 hours. So that will be 3 a.m. I can click, 11 a.m. I can click, 7 p.m. I can click, and then 3 a.m. again. And then same with the every 6 hours, it'll be at 3 a.m., 9 a.m., 3 p.m., 9 p.m., and then 3 a.m. again, and then every 4 hours or whatever. Now, the thing to keep in mind with this is that it's not literally every 4 hours on the dot that you have to click. You have that whole 4 hours in which to click your piñata. So like if we look at my 4 hour click, because I know like I think the negative for the piñatas, really the only negative for me is that, you do have to log in every so often in order to get your clicks in because your clicks don't stack, okay? So make sure you get your clicks in before this timer right here refreshes. So there's like a little timer right here. You need to make sure that you get your clicks in before this goes down to 0, because let's say I have 5 clicks right now. I used all my clicks, but if I had 5 clicks, this timer ran down to 0, those clicks would be lost. I won't have 10 clicks because you're in 5 clicks when this refreshes. So make sure you get your clicks in before that timer runs down to 0. Now, like I said, you actually have a range. So if we look at this, what the every 4 hours thing, I know that seems daunting, whether it's school, work, you can't log in, or sleep. More importantly, no one wants to log in like 4 hours in the middle of the night. But because you have this range in which to click, so my clicks for during the 4 hour schedule, it'll be 3 a.m. I can click, 7 a.m. I can click. That means I have between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. to get my 3 a.m. clicks in. So just kind of bear with me here. It's kind of tricky to explain, but hopefully you'll follow this. So let's say at 7 a.m. I get my clicks. I don't feel like having to log in at 7 a.m., so I'm just going to wait until 9:30. I'll get my clicks in at 9:30 for my 7 a.m. clicks, and then my clicks will refresh at 11 a.m., but I don't want to have to log in right then. I'm just going to wait about another I don't know, like 5 or 6 hours or something until just before 3 p.m. So I'm going to log in at 2:45 p.m. to get my 11 a.m. clicks in. Then I'm just going to wait another like 15 minutes or so until 3 p.m. rolls around, my clicks refresh, and I'll get those clicks in. So like I said, if you actually technically, like let's say you got your 7 a.m. clicks in at like 7:01 a.m., you could wait almost a full 8 hours in order to get both your 11 a.m. clicks and your 3 p.m. clicks in. I know it's probably kind of odd trying to explain that, but the best thing I can say is just make sure that your timer doesn't run out to 0. So that's about the best thing I can say. But like I said, you don't actually have to log in every 8 hours for this. It's technically about every 7.5-ish hours. For the every 6 hour clicks, it's more like 11.5-ish hours. And then every 8 hours is more like 15.5. So just pay attention to this timer. Now, the other thing about I'm saying you don't have to use passes at all. I know there is one piñata objective, should be Piñata 19. Okay, Piñata 19, the links. There's an objective that says to buy a horse for at least a pass. But if we look at, I have to skip over to my CA account here because that's the only way I can show this to you right now. If you haven't completed an objective yet, instead of actually doing this objective, let's say I don't feel like stroking a horse, I can choose to donate a black market item to OW instead. This was introduced the last time we had this event. It was available for every objective. I don't think there was any objective at all that we couldn't skip. So for this, buy a horse for at least a pass, you might think, oh, well, that's an objective. You have to have a pass in order to get past this if you want this objective reward. I'm not going to buy a horse for a pass so long as that skip an objective is available. I'm just going to throw a black market item I don't want to it because I have a whole bunch of them just sitting aside for this. So that's what I'm going to use that for. Same for like the win one rosette. I don't plan on doing that one. So I'm just going to throw a black market item to OW for that. So like I said, if you plan this outright, you won't need any passes at all. And like probably 25 hops should be the most you'd have to spend. 30 if you like don't plan this out properly. Yes, like I said, what I would recommend doing is writing out what your click schedules will be. That way then you'll know what times you will have to click in, and that'll kind of, plan out a bit. Look in the events forum for the events topic. A lot of players will post tips along the way and say like, hey, you need to make sure that you do so and such objective before like 2 p.m. GMT or whatever, so that you don't mess up your click schedule or whatever. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to completing this event on my international game. I'm not going to do it on my CA account because I've been very lazy on that server since I completed my free divine quest. I have like one Horn of Plenty over there. But on international, I should have enough Horn of Plenty stashed so that I can do this without spending any passes, but I do have some diamonds that I can use if needed. I mean, the prizes aren't too bad this go around, and you can get 2 divine horses from it. If you finish it, you can get a Falabella and the new Sequoia Divine. Sequoia doesn't have a perk that I'm all that enthused about. I don't really care for the companions coming back that much. I just didn't really like them when they were around last time, but we don't have a whole lot of information about what future companions will do. We just know that this one provides a bonus. I guess so long as we never have to use them for full games again, I don't care because I like doing full games with my horses and I don't want to have to buy a companion every time I want to do full games. But yep, I look forward to completing the Piñatas. So this is definitely a non-pass buyer friendly event. Just if you don't have enough Horns of Plenty saved up now, start saving up your Horn of Plenties because we will probably see this event again in the future. I probably would have had more than enough for sure if I hadn't have kept opening Horns of Plenty to try and get a third Caryopsis during the Derby festivities, but I wanted to try for a third one on International, so I kept using up my Horns of Plenty. But testing for the Piñatas wasn't open at the time, so I didn't know that the Piñatas was coming. Otherwise, I would have known immediately, like, oh, Piñatas, need to save my hops. So save up for the hops now, because we'll probably see the Piñatas again in about 6 months' time or something. I think it's been about 8 months since the Piñatas were last here. So if you guys do plan on completing the Piñatas, definitely good luck to you. I hope you enjoy it. It's my favorite event for sure. So good luck to you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.